What does PPC mean? It just means pay per click marketing. Okay. The way you need to think about it, there's two different avenues. You can do both, one or the other. There's organic marketing, which is a free way of driving traffic, hopefully targeted, to your promotion online. And there's also pay per click, where you have to pay for every click. And there's different organizations who run these campaigns, okay? And also you can pay for impressions, right? Every time your ad is shown, there's different variables. To keep it simple, pay-per-click marketing is when you're paying for click-throughs or you're paying for page likes instead of getting that traffic for free. Yes. What is the best pay-per-click platform for me? Well, I'm guessing that you're either an online teacher of any language or coach. Well, what's the best one for me? You would have to try out the different platforms, but I'm going to speed you ahead a little because I've had quite a bit of practice. And I believe the best one for you is going to be Facebook ads. And I'll tell you why coming up in this video. However, there's LinkedIn. You can see right here, LinkedIn ads. I think it's the most expensive per click. Definitely over $5 per click. So normally it's medium to high end offers that tend to earn a much higher return on investment, if a return on investment at all. That's my guess. But I wouldn't even look at LinkedIn because it's just too expensive for what you're up to, what you're going to be selling, which is not high end and not really medium end as well. Pinterest. I don't think there's a lot of online teachers or coaches who promote themselves on Pinterest, but they have a pay per click campaign, and I haven't even tried that yet. There's Google Ads, right? You can appear in the content and or search network. So, when you're on Google and you see the sponsored results come up, well, when you click, there's an advertiser who is paying Google, right? That's how Google makes a bulk of their money. And of course, your ad can show up on other websites, right? Because those websites are earning money through AdSense. So Google has its own program, and it's really good. I have used Google Ads before. Facebook, you can boost posts as well. You can guide people through Facebook ads to your squeeze page where you're paying for clicks. And in our industry, the teaching industry, because I'm an online English teacher and a coach to coaches and teachers who teach any language, generally it's $1 per click or more to get them through, one person through to the landing page on your website, your squeeze page. Um, there's a much cheaper way of doing things, and I'm going to come to that soon in this video. Twitter is another avenue, right? So you can have a look at that. And those are the main ones right there, okay? Those are the main ones. So fool around with it. And I would only get into paying for clicks when you know that you have already converted organic traffic not only into prospects but paying customers. You need to know that your sales funnel's good enough, right? Otherwise, you're not going to make a return on investment most likely. Anyways, those are the main networks, and I would recommend Facebook ads for us. Yes. Is it easy to get students through Facebook ads? Well, I don't think anything great comes easy. You need know-how. You need to be partnered up, ideally, with somebody who's already been there and done that and has helped others to do it, such as myself. I'm a coach in this regard as well. It's another way of bringing traffic to your website, and you can get the targeted traffic to your website a lot quicker this way than organic marketing. I do believe it's really wise to use Facebook ads to get people to your website quicker than it would have took if you were just relying on organic marketing alone, because it takes time to build a following, connections, you know, to build up the valuable content in your account, to get more and more people running through to your squeeze page. But with pay-per-click, it can all happen right away. It really just depends on your budget. So yes, it's going to cost you money. And in the beginning, you probably won't make a return on investment. You need to build a winning campaign, and you need to tweak that campaign. You need to start with perhaps several different ads, right? Different themes, perhaps. Find out which one is going to get the best engagement, the best action, right? The most click throughs. And then from there, you want to fine tune that winning ad. Maybe trying out a few different images, right? See which ad wins from there and gets the highest conversions. From there, you may want to change the order of the text within the ad. Other things about it, just dealing with the smaller details until what you come out of it with is a real kick butt ad that allows your company to make a return on investment. And that's what it's all about. If you're just going to do ads to test your funnel, your sales funnel, and to optimize it, especially the beginning of the funnel, then that's fine. You just need to be prepared to, not make a return on investment, most likely. I know that it costs teachers and coaches in our industry over $1 per click on the average at this time to get click-throughs to the website. However, there's another approach you can take, and I'm going to talk about that coming up closer to the end of this video. And yes, it's definitely the way to go, especially if you're teachers in our industry, you bet. But no, it's not easy. Nothing good comes easy once again. You have to work it. You have to become perhaps not an expert, but really well versed. And the great thing about Facebook ads, for instance, is you can get really targeted in terms of who you want to see your ads, right? And it's really difficult to do that otherwise if you're relying on organic marketing. But if you've set it up right, you've had some great coaching, um, and then it's yours, right? It's your information, and you're on top of things, and you constantly refine and test and optimize. You bet, you can easily get students, and it'll be pretty predictable. You can get those demos booked, and because of your high quality demos or a contractor of yours doing the demos, high conversion rate, you can expect to get so many paying customers, and they all came through paid per click, or maybe a combination, most likely of pay per click and organic marketing measures. Hope that helps. Can my pay per click campaign turn a profit? Well, for most people, it's not easy to do because they don't learn exactly what they need to know in order to turn a profit. Okay. It's a lot easier when it comes to some industries versus others. In terms of our industry, the teacherpreneur type of industry, we have teachers, we have coaches, two different industries, really, I guess. Very similar, though. But if you're going to go for clicks to your website and you're paying, as I mentioned before in this video, more than $1 a click, it's going to be difficult. Let's put it that way. If you get 50 click-throughs, 50 people, hopefully the right people, people who represent your target market, coming to your squeeze page, how many will book a demo? I'll tell you one thing. You'll be hard pressed to get more than 5. If you have a real killer squeeze page, you may get 5 to 10. But you can expect 1 to 4, 1 to 5. But then how many of those people who booked a demo will actually show up for the demo? And then out of those people, how many will buy, which really comes down to your demo itself. And there's a bit of luck involved getting the right people. You know, and it's great with Facebook ads because you can go for a certain demographic who make, over a certain amount of money. You can go for only those who are married, female, and so on and so forth. You'll see when you dive into creating a campaign. But in order to turn a profit, I really believe, and I said I was going to talk about this, you had an idea, I think, a cheaper way of having people go through to your website. And originally, they came through an ad of yours on Facebook. And here it is. Instead of having them go directly to your website, what you do is you have them go to liking your page. I'm on my page, Can't Talk English right now. They like the page. From there, they're automatically and manually by you invited to your group, okay? The group warms them up. You have to already have great content. The more the better. It needs to be well set up already. It cannot be a dormant group, okay? And the more members you have, the better. But the most important thing is content. And the group warms them up, right? Helps to establish you as a credible source for what they're looking for, which is a teacher or coach. And they're going to have many reminders. They're going to be in the loop through the group. They're going to see your post, other people's posts maybe, in the group feed of theirs on Facebook. They have many chances to get back into the group to learn more about you, to get more excited about booking a demo or some consultation. And then when they go through, they're easier to sell because it's like they already know you thanks to your group. And guess how much you needed to pay for that page like instead of having them go straight through to your website? Not over $1, maybe as low as 7 cents a click. That's it. Every page like 7, maybe to 10 cents. That's all. It's a lot cheaper, a much greater chance you're going to make a return on investment. So the trick here is you need to do organic marketing. You need to build that following, your connections, friends that you can see being your target market, members. You got to do that because it's free. It takes time. However, once you get to a certain level, people are going to talk about it, you. They're going to refer people to you, right? People are going to know you more. They're going to feel more comfortable around you. There's going to be more great content that you've posted that they can sift through, right? That's going to speak louder in their minds in terms of how credible you are as a source. I even get people coming from TEFL organizations like Premier TEFL, one in Ireland, Reddit, WhatsApp groups. You just don't know, you can go partially viral. You got to do organic marketing. Pay-per-click is the icing on the cake. It's a way to test and optimize your sales funnel a lot quicker, especially the beginning of that funnel. It's a way to get additional traffic to your website, the right type of traffic. Very easy to get more targeted in terms of who gets to your website through ads, okay? And, it's a way to get people to your website a lot quicker versus if you're just doing organic marketing. But I believe the best way for you to get the highest return on your investment is Facebook ads, getting them to like your fit page, and then manual and automatic invites to your group, which warms them up. From there, they enter your squeeze page. I think that is the best way to do it. Definitely, for sure. That's the way to go. Otherwise, it's just so difficult to make a return on investment based on what you're charging most likely for packages of lessons, coaching lessons. Yes. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. In this next little bit, I'm going to talk about a coaching protege of mine. And I know it wasn't too long ago, she was paying on average 7 cents a click. She get the page likes, automatic manual invites to her group, and it's the main way she's built her group because it's just so difficult and time consuming to find those group that have a higher percentage of her target market members. And then from there, you have to get to know people in the group. You need to be allowed to post, right? Not all admins allow certain type of posting, like promotional posting. Um, in the beginning, I built my group through commenting, adding some value to comments, which plays off the post, and then dropping the link to my group. And you do that enough times and your link gets around, right? But it is time consuming. It's not really that enjoyable. Trust me, it gets really mundane, really repetitive. So this saves you from that as well. And, you know, when clicks are 7 to 10 cents on the average, say, there's a much higher chance you're going to make a return on investment. Yeah. What is the winning mindset of the teacherpreneur in this regard, and what have they done? Well, not all online teachers and coaches run a pay-per-click campaign. Okay. Um, what I did with Kid Can Talk English, I relied mostly on organic marketing. So I was diligent, actually for the first few years, every day. I don't think I missed many days where I was link dropping in other groups. I was connecting, requesting connections on LinkedIn, following on Instagram, friending people who I believe represented my target market. I was every day and I was posting religiously. It needs to be very repetitive, even though you can post and you should post, different compelling um, videos, right? Audio, audio lessons, um, images. You can share other people's great stuff with your audience. But it really needs to be consistent. You need to build a fan base and you need to stay in touch with them. And you need to impress them, over impress. And as long as you do that, you're going to get free targeted traffic coming to your squeeze page. Okay? Like that's really important. Now, I know Nicole's been doing that. She's awesome. I think she's the most diligent out of all my coaching proteges to date. And that's why I use her as an example quite often. But when it comes to her, what has she done in this regard? We're talking about pay-per-click marketing. She has only worked with Facebook ads. Now, she boosts posts such as this one. Okay, they have something called boosting posts. And the reason why she does this is the hallmark, this is the highlight of her group. It's the live story times with Teacher Cole. This is what her fan base in the group likes the most. Okay, and it can be slightly interactive within comments. But this is what people look forward to coming to see, and she's live. And this really helps to sell people going through to her squeeze page and, becoming a client. So you can boost posts. This is something that she's done. She doesn't direct Facebook visitors to her website directly anymore because, as I was mentioning previously in this video, it's more than $1 a click for teachers and coaches. I know that for a fact. Sorry, frog in my throat. What she does is what I also mentioned before, and that is she's into making it as automatic as possible, having people, the right people, the more the merrier, right? The least amount of people who don't fit her target market description liking her page through ads. From there, manual automated invites to her group where they're warmed up and when they're ready. It's a great way of staying in touch, by the way. Probably better than email these days. I'm not sure, but it's another way. It's important, even though you should also be staying in touch through email with your prospects, right? You know, through your group, you can get the email of those within. Not all of them, but a percentage of them. And you can go for that right when they want to join and they're applying for a membership to your Facebook group, right? That could be one of the membership questions. You can have a reason for them to give away their email, such as a newsletter, such as anything exciting, to get a secret code that's on the next page, whatever it is. But you can get that email right away before they even enter your group. However, that's worked really well for her, is where she pays to have them like her page, and then there's automatic manual invites to her group. They get warmed up, right? They feel a lot better about her, more confident about her, right? More credibility about her built up in their minds. And she also has contracted teachers, so they get to know them, right? It's not just about Teacher Cole. And I'm sure you'll have contractors down the line if you plug away hard, right? And get all the know-how you need and implement it, right? We can really minimize the trial and error, especially when you have a coach. And that coach can basically stop you from making the same mistakes that he or she made. So anyway, my client here, Teacher Cole, that's how she's got people to her group, and the group has really helped to warm them up so that they want to go through and they want to join, they want to pay the money. Sometimes if they just go straight from a Facebook ad to your website, even though they can see your awesome promotional video and other important information on your squeeze page, they just aren't ready to buy. And then you're going to need to stay in touch with them through email alone. Wouldn't you rather be able to stay in touch with them through Facebook and email, right? More of a chance they're going to see your compelling posts. You're going to have a greater chance of getting them back when they're more ready to buy, right? When they're past contemplation phase. So this is how she's done it. She only spends about 7-8 cents on the average a click. It sure beats paying more than $1. And it's definitely advantageous to have them join her Facebook group first and then go through to her squeeze page where she reels them in.